This Saturday, the real deal, Evander Holyfield.
It's not a game.
MMA powerhouse, Vitor Belfort.
It's gonna be a war.
Legends 2, this Saturday on pay-per-view.
Let's get into the co-main event as, boy oh boy, what an eventful press conference already, if I do say so myself. Let's go with the former UFC light heavyweight champion of the world. I watched him walk in, and man, oh man, talk about being all business, focused, determined. Tito Ortiz jumping inside the boxing ring. How are you feeling as you prepare to take on the Spider, Anderson Silva?
You know, actually this camp was super short, but I'm used to 13 to 14 week camps just because of mixed martial arts. You got to do kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, weight training, of course, dieting. This is considered completely just with boxing. Learning more feet work, head movement, combinations, throw with numbers. Of course, dieting was a big part of this, but a lot of road work. You know, the first time in the last 8 years that I've been able to do 4 miles a day for the last, 5 weeks now, 7 days a week. I've been very focused on this fight. I'm getting to fight one of the best mixed martial artists to ever grace the octagon, Anderson Silva. But to him to get me down to 195 pounds is gonna be a challenge. But I take challenges in strides. Every single competition I've always competed against. And for this one, I'm not gonna change. I know what I need to do to beat Anderson. He's, 2-1 in boxing. I'm 0-0, but I just want to make a statement. I want to make sure that I make a statement on his face on Saturday night and do what I do best, and that's punish people. I've been doing it for 24 years, and to be able to share the ring with these great boxing champions, men like Evander Holyfield, sir, nothing but respect to you. As a kid growing up, I've always watched you and Mike and how you dismantled Mike. Tyson's a friend of mine also, but I watch boxers and I have nothing but respect for boxers coming from the mixed martial art game myself. I'm learning something of the sweet science of boxing. I'm learning the sweet science of boxing takes a lot of time, but I've learned it in super fast progression just because of Jason Perillo, my boxing coach, and watching guys like Vitor Belfort, watching guys like Anderson Silva. And this is something that I'm excited to do on Saturday night, live on pay-per-view, and make sure everybody texts Tito to 75303 so we can work on this pay-per-view. This will shoot up through the numbers through past 1 million. And I'm very happy to see that our former president, Donald Trump, is going to be hosting. This is an amazing opportunity for this country. And I think people are very diverse and separated from each other right now. I think we need to really focus on what this country is about, and that's really unity. That's what makes America great. And September 11th is the date that we need to remember what happened 20 years ago, and this is for this country. This is what I'm fighting for. Anderson Silva, once again, is a great champion, but I know what I need to do. And to get my hand raised on Saturday night, I'm going to do it.
Tito Ortiz, ladies and gentlemen, and now we transition to the former UFC middleweight champion of the world, Anderson. You fought inside the boxing ring in June. It's been less than 3 months, but do you like this continuation of continuing being inside the boxing ring? And now you go from Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. to the Huntington Beach bad boy, Tito Ortiz, someone who I know you are quite familiar with within the fact that you guys were in the MMA world together.
Well, first of all, thank you for everybody coming here, and I'm very excited for this fight, and I love challenging myself, I love challenging my life, and I love fighting. Especially when I have this card, Evander Holyfield, Vitor Belfort, and all the fighters here. I'm so happy to be here, and I go do my best, and continue showing my respect for boxing world.
Tito, how advantageous is it for you to try to make this a physical fight? So close the distance, make him uncomfortable. You are the bigger man, obviously. You have to cut down to 195. But how much is that in your consciousness to try to make this a gritty, tough kind of fight? I mean, is that what your approach is? Not giving away your game plan, but is that what you might be thinking?
I'm no boxer. I'm going to come here and I'm going to fight. I'm going to try to knock him out. That's my job. I'm going to come in, I'm going to punch him through his face. I got to touch him, and I know I got to touch him with numbers. He's fast, he's elusive, he moves well. But once again, me at 195, I'm going to be a lot faster than I was at 205. A 10-pound difference, yeah, that makes a huge difference just because I don't have the muscle size I did when I was at 205. But once again, I'm here to kick ass. That's my job. I'm here to entertain. That's my job. I've been doing it for 24 years. I'm not stopping on Saturday night.
Anderson, dealing with the bigger man in Tito Ortiz, how do you plan to combat that?
This is good. I think it's a very interesting fight coming Saturday, and I don't like too much to talk, You know, I like to do my job. That's I come here and that's I go to make my job serious. That's the point.
And also, I believe your son is going to be fighting as well, correct? He will be fighting on the undercard, if I'm correct on that?
Yeah, my student and my friend and my brother, Eliezer, go fight in the undercard. You know, my son Gabriel training, but something happens, not fighting in the same card, but maybe next time.
Main event now, Tito Ortiz, Anderson Silva. Tito, you have fought at the highest level many, many times, over and over and over again, but now you're jumping into a new world against Anderson Silva. How do you see your fight unfolding against the former UFC middleweight champion of the world?
I'm just excited for this fight in general. I want to thank Triller. I want to thank Brett Kavanaugh for giving this opportunity. You're going to get a fight. I'm going to fight. I'm not fighting in a 30-foot octagon. I'm fighting in a squared circle. This is going to fight. I use 2 fists, try to punch through Anderson's face. Anderson's going to do his little magic Wong Chung, Bruce Lee bullshit. I'm going to come in to fight. That's how I know how to do. I'm a fighter. I'm not a boxer. I'm learning boxing. I'm not going to learn, but I'm going to continue learning boxing, but I'm a fighter. So I'm going to come in and swing it for the fences. I'm going to entertain the fans that are watching the pay-per-view. I guarantee it.
Anderson Silva, how's your fight going down against Tito Ortiz?
Wow, I think I fight for my entire life, you know, and Wing Chun and Bruce Lee stuff saved my life the whole time inside the ring, inside the cage too. And I don't like to talk too much, you know. I like to go inside the ring, go inside the cage and do my job. You know, I'm not here for disrespecting nobody, you know. And I grew up watching boxing, and I trained in boxing for my entire life. I watched Roy Jones Jr., Mr. Holyfield, and the other fighters. And I come here for showing my job, how much I love the sport, how much I love combat fight. And I'm here for do my job. And Saturday, everybody go see, you know.
All right, Anderson Silva, Tito Ortiz.